Iran actually has a long, beautiful, and sophisticated, culturally rich history that we all know as Persia. Funny thing about the word Persia is that it only represents maybe 60% of the Iranian population. That area of the world actually has a bunch of other tribes. It's just the Persian tribe, or the Pars tribe, represents the largest and, let's say, most influential group. So the name for the land in Old Persian is called Parsa. They refer to themselves as the Pars, and then the term was Arabicized into Fars and Farsi. That's the language we all know Persian to be today. But before the Persian Empire was even an idea in somebody's mind, the first powerful tribes of the Iranian region were called the Elamites around 2700 BC. The Elamites were a very battle-hardened but also very intelligent people. They came up with their own writing system, which was contemporaneous with cuneiform. They also conquered Babylon in around 1150 BC, so they were no joke. And it was this kingdom that set up the historical city of Susa, which was the most influential city in the Near East for about 2,000 years. So it rivaled the Assyrian city of Nineveh, or of course the Babylonian city of Babylon. Now, there isn't a lot of evidence suggesting that the Elamites had the cultural sophistication of, let's say, classical Persia, but they did lay the groundwork for it. The next evolution of the Iranic kingdoms would be the Median Empire, even though its existence is said to be controversial. But it stretched well past Iran into even Afghanistan, and it made it all the way into Turkey. Now, the Medeans were north of the Elamites, and they came to power around 700 BC when they formed an alliance with the Babylonians in order to destroy the Assyrian Empire. This defeat of a major enemy, along with the alliance of Babylon, gave the Medeans a lot more control over the Iranian territory, and they pretty much overthrew the Elamites, and they moved the capital to Ecbatana. Now, this kingdom only lasted for about 150 years, but the real notable things that we have to keep in mind is that this was the kingdom that unified all of Iran and started expanding well outside the territory. Two other things was that they established most likely the most advanced form of cavalry in the region, which is what made the Persian Empire so much stronger and more expansive, especially under the Achaemenid Empire, which is the classical Persian that we all know. The third thing is that since the Median Empire was one of the largest on the planet at the time, they had to have a very advanced form of bureaucracy to keep everything in line, and they managed it quite well. Now, the Great Persian that we all know, which at the time was the largest empire ever seen in the history of the world, before Alexander at least, we have the Achaemenid Empire. Now, the Achaemenid dynasty of Persia was started by Cyrus the Great. Yeah, that Cyrus who's mentioned in the Bible, who freed the Jewish people from Babylon. Now, the Achaemenid dynasty was a Persian dynasty within the Median Empire, and what Cyrus managed to do was to ally the other Persians along with the disgruntled Median nobles to form a rebellion. That rebellion was successful, and in the Battle of Pasargadae around 550 BC, Cyrus defeated the Median king Astyages for complete rulership over the Median Empire. Now, instead of Cyrus leading the Persians to completely wipe out everything that the Medeans put into place, he simply absorbed the Median infrastructure into what he wanted Persia to be. And it was Cyrus and his descendants who invested heavily into the overall road and infrastructure network within all of Persia, including the first known postal system. If you've heard the saying, neither rain nor sleet nor cover of night will stop these messengers from their plight, it wasn't from the US Post Office. It was actually from the Greek historian Herodotus talking about the Persian messenger system. It was at this time where trade with all of Asia began to flourish within the Persian Empire, and because of their advanced road networks, they were easily able to trade between the East and the West. They were considered to be the most culturally and technologically advanced society at the time, even more than the ancient Greeks. I know that's going to offend a lot of you guys. I would love to go into this history, maybe make a 2 or 3 or 4 part series, but I need your engagement to tell me if I should. So let's like, share, and follow for this. I am the Geo Husar, and it was the Persians who may have had the first idea for the battery. Thanks for watching.